October the 19th, 9:42 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Mr. Wright? Yes? Why do you look so unhappy? Nothing. Really, it's nothing. Right, Mia? She looks even unhappier. Phoenix, your client is now practically a dead man walking. Perhaps that's why I feel particularly close to him. This is no time for dead people jokes, please. You know we're going into this trial utterly defenseless. Yet if Mr. Powers is truly innocent, we should be able to find something overlooked in the evidence to prove it. That's not always the case, Mia. Something overlooked? We have to find something, Phoenix, today. It's that or lose the trial. This isn't going to be easy. October the 19th, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. An unexpected fact has come to the attention of the court. Yesterday, we learned that there were other people present at the studios. Today, I would like to show evidence proving they had nothing to do with the murder. Very well. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. I wonder if it will be that producer. Before he does that, though, it's been a few days since I recorded the last episode, so I'd like to refamiliarize myself with the case. Because, not having evidence is bad enough, but not remembering the little evidence we have is even worse. Alright. Okay, Jack died at 2:30 p.m. stabbed by that spear, which was broken in half, or not in half, but the metal part of it was broken off beforehand and fixed with duct tape. We've got our guide map. I still have that in my head. We've got a photo at 2 p.m. of Powers, ? Dragging his leg, which he's not. Let's move on. An empty bottle with sleeping pills. That is surely the evidence that we have. Yet, I don't know what for. But, well, we'll get to that. We've got Mr. Monkey's head, who blocked the path to the scene of the crime between 2:15 and 4 p.m. That is, blocked the path for the people who were in Studio 2 at the trailer, who were having a meeting there. And we've got a samurai scrapbook, which contains photos of every victory scene and every battle the Steel Samurais won. And I'm not sure that's evidence, but, we might need it. The prosecution calls Mr. Sal Manila to the stand. Or that director. Will the witness state his name and profession? How rude can you get? You don't know me? I'm the director. I make the Steel Samurai. Noob with ruffle. Edgeworth was already annoyed. Sal Manila, I'm a director, television. Were you at Global Studios on the day of the murder? Yes, Your Honor. Very well. Please testify to the court about the events of that day. Phoenix, let's start by picking this testimony apart. If Powers is innocent, you know what that means. Someone in the trailer on that day did it. Right. She doesn't waste any time putting on the pressure. Alright, let's hear what you've got. I was at the studios from around 9 that morning. During the morning I was doing an action scene run through. It took a lot more time than I thought it would. I hear that everyone else ate lunch in the employee area. But I had a meeting in the Studio 2 trailer, so I ended up skipping lunch. We were in the meeting until around 4. During the meeting, well, I'm pretty sure no one left their chairs. That's about it. Well, that's not true. Because, I mean, if I remember correctly, I can't remember her name, but that female producer, I think it was, she's mentioned that the monkey's head was blocking the street. And they couldn't get out because of that. Which, sure, they could have noticed it afterwards, but they should have known. Actually, no, it says it was blocking the street between 2:15 and 4. So they couldn't have known about that if no one had gone out. But I don't know if that's... Well, we'll see. The time of Mr. Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m. And according to your testimony, you were in a meeting at that time. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Alright, what do we have here? I'll just press him on everything if I can. Is that when you always come into work? Oh, no, we come in all sort of hours. It's the industry way. Yeah, I know all about the freaks in your industry. Still, FWIW? What could that mean? I have no idea, I've never seen that. I was pretty busy all that day. Tell us more about that. Alright. In the employee area? That's right. There was a fight scene between the Steel Samurai and the evil magistrate. Was anyone else at the run-through? Oh yeah, that security lady was sitting there watching the whole thing. Lol. She was cheering on Hammer, if you can believe it. She certainly has the lungs for it. Anyone else? No, just us four. Alright. That's probably because of the injury. Why did it go on so long? I'm pretty sure you already heard about this. But WP twisted his ankle during the run-through, see? Yeah. Which of course led to me missing my lunch. Roths? Never heard that either. Rolling on the floor, starving? Okay, that makes sense, I guess. What exactly did they have for lunch? T-bone steak. The assistant cooked some up. Come to think of it, there was a plate with some bones on it in the employee area. Everyone else, meaning that the witness did not eat with them. So, in the end, you didn't get to eat? Yeah, no steak, at least. Can't you believe it? That must have been tough. Phoenix? Yeah? Doesn't something about that seem odd to you? Not really. I mean, it is a little vague. Actually, there is something bothering me. Mr. Manila, just now you said steak at least. True, that's right. So that implies she would have had something else. Yeah, good call. I had some chocolate in my pocket which I used to stave off starvation. I see. Is that all? I was sure I was onto something there. Were you? What were you discussing? The Steel Samurai story and our budget. Get this, the sponsors turn to me and say, Mr. Manila, those scripts of yours are not appropriate for children. Can you believe it? Yes. Actually, I kind of can, yeah. So, nobody left the table during the whole meeting? Well, I disagree. You didn't take a single break? Well, yeah, not a one. Sweats. What's he sweating so much about, I wonder? If only I had an idea. I'll wait for one to come up and hit him with it later. Phoenix, if his alibi holds, Powers is finished. Press him as hard as you can and find out where he's lying. Alright. Alright. I know where he's lying. Come on. bit quicker, please. Alright. Is that enough proof? That's the question. Yeah, which, I mean, you've got enough life or conviction? No, it's not conviction. What was I saying? Credibility left, so let's do it. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. I disagree, court. I disagree. Well, but if it's not that, because that does clearly contradict the statement. Because they wouldn't have known that if no one had left the room. Okay. But what else could it be? Like, the autopsy report is not evidence. Like, Jack died at 2:30 PM. He was pierced through the chest by a spear. That doesn't contradict anything he says. The photo doesn't contradict anything he says either. That was at 2 PM, but we don't know who was in it. The guide map doesn't contradict anything because nothing he says really pertains to what you can see in here. The murder weapon doesn't. Because I'm pretty sure it was the assistant girl who fixed it and she wasn't in the meeting, I think. So she could have done that whenever. The sleeping pills, we don't know anything about them. Oh! Now I know. They were given to Will Powers so that he wouldn't wake up while his custom was stolen. I get it now. That doesn't really explain who did it though. And it certainly doesn't contradict his statements. The head is the only thing that does because, well, and the scrapbook is not useful for anything. Were you? I think I pressed him on everything, haven't I? Does it change if I press him again? It just says what we were discussing. Yep. Not a single break. I mean, it's quite clear that this is the statement that should be contradictory, I guess. Because he was at the studio from 9 in the morning. That's completely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. During the morning I was doing an action scene run through. Yeah, he did, and we know that. Took a lot more time than I thought it would because of the injury. Yes, we know that as well. Yeah, that everyone else ate lunch in the employee area. Which is also well, everyone. But do I have anything to contradict that? Not really. Well, did that happen during the lunch breaks? No, probably not. But I had a meeting in the Studio 2 trailer. Yeah, he did. So he ended up skipping lunch. That's fine. They were in the meeting until around 4. And during the meeting, no one left their chairs. So maybe the meeting didn't go on until 4. Like, that's the other possibility. We're gonna do that. I'm not sure if this'll work, but it's the only thing I can think of. Nope. That doesn't work. But, well, there's nothing else. Let me just press you on this again and read what Edgeworth says. I was a player with some bones, yeah. Everyone else, meaning that the witness did not eat with them. Yep. I mean, there's nothing contradictory in here. Okay, the options are not gonna help me. What the hell? I am an attorney. Believe me, he didn't do it. The autopsy reports doesn't help me at all. Let's just get that straight. The photo doesn't help me at all. Maybe the sleeping pills? But for which statement? This one? This is useless. I'm gonna have to go for the sleeping pills because I just don't know. Nope. I mean, maybe this is a trial that you have to lose, but I don't think so. But there's nothing wrong with his statements. Well, there is something wrong, but the game doesn't allow me to challenge it. In the meeting until around 4. And I pressed him on everything. And all of that is useless. I've got 2 more tries of finding the right thing. He ended up skipping lunch. Everyone else ate lunch in the employee area. Accessing on the food. Yeah, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing there. Did take a lot more time than he thought it would. Everyone else ate lunch in the employee area. Let me think about this. Who is everyone else? Does everyone else include only the people who were there at the action scene run through? So in other words, Jack, Will, and the old hag. Did she eat lunch in the employee area? Possibly. Or does it include everyone? So the producer and the assistant as well. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of right now. The assistant was fixing the murder weapon instead of eating lunch. What does he say later? He had a meeting in the Studio 2 trailer, which is true. So I ended up skipping lunch, which might be true, but there's nothing we have that could contradict that. And they were in the meeting until around 4, which is, well, possible. During the meeting, pretty sure no one left their chairs, which is factually false. But the only proof we have against that is not accepted by the court. So, well, I think we're just done here. Like, Powers is done. Like, there's nothing I can contradict here. I'll do the spear here because why not? Might as well. Nope. Nope. Alright, maybe there's something. Wasn't there something with profiles I could check? Wait a second. Where's the options? Nope. there's no keys here. There's no key config here. There was some way I could check profiles, but apparently not during the witness testimony. Label re-sleeping pills. There has to be something in there. Because I won't believe that we've got absolutely nothing. I'm gonna press him on everything once more. See if I can think of anything. And then we're just gonna do the last thing and see what happens when we fail. Because I mean, we haven't seen what happens then yet, so. Yep, he always comes into work at different times. So it's about the industry way. It's pretty busy all that day. And the action scene run through. Yep, that is all true. That is also true, we've seen that. Just them four. Was the assistant not there? Took a lot more time than he thought he would because of the injury, I remember that. It's 8 lunch. Yep. Yep. Near the meeting, so you skipped lunch. Well, when did that meeting start, by the way? It's contradictory. Not at all. So there's something wrong here. Let me just say it's contradictory then. Oh, that was just the at least part. Two plates, the same kind of plates as the ones in the employee area. So I had to say it's contradictory. Okay. Who ate lunch there? No, good call. I was embarrassed so I didn't mention it. But I did eat after all. A T-bone steak, you mean? Yeah, well, I mean, the assistant went through all that trouble. I brought it to the trailer thinking I could eat it later. Clearly a man who likes to eat. I suspected as much. So when exactly did you eat it? It took one break during the meeting. But you just said you didn't take a single break. I wolfed it down then. A mental image I will carry with me to my grave. Wait a second. They took a break in that meeting that contradicts his testimony. I'll press on that one a bit more. Alright. Yeah. Clicked one too far. I don't like that from a game design standpoint. That it requires you to say... Basically... You know what I mean. Yep, we're in a meeting until around 4. No one left their chairs. Come on. Not one. Wait a second, maybe I do have an idea. Wait a second. Mr. Manila, you've just contradicted yourself. Didn't you just tell the court that you ate that T-bone steak during a break? Oops, Ruffle. Well? Mr. Manila, what's this all about? Well, yeah, I guess we did take a little break. Phoenix, great job. If they took a break, one of them could have gone to the studio during that time. Your Honor, I call on the witness to testify to the court about this break. Very well. Mr. Manela, your testimony, please. Uh-oh, Edgeworth is laughing. Alright. Yeah, WIW, we took a break, Ruffle. But it was only 15 minutes. 15, that's only 13 in base 12. Yep. Not enough time for someone to say, commit murder in Studio 1, lol. That's only just enough time to eat a T-bone steak, if you ask me. I don't think it would even be enough time for that, but that's just me. Very well. You may begin the cross-examination. Okay. What time exactly did you take this break? I'd say it was from around 2:30 or so until 2:45. 2:30? That's the time of death. So he could have gone to Studio 1, killed Hammer and come back? Well, the time of death is 2:30, but he can't teleport to Studio 1, Phoenix. I guess it's possible time-wise. Edgeworth is not happy about it. Only 15 minutes. What were you doing for those 15 minutes? Or you just say, wolf down a steak. Yeah, eating his T-bone steak. There were 2 plates on that table. Alright, the other one was D. Vasquez's plate. D. Vasquez, the producer. To eat a T-bone steak in 15 minutes, that's quite a feat. Why is that? Haven't we had enough of this pointless line of questioning? Your Honor, the testimony to this point has made one certain fact painfully clear. The people in the trailer had nothing to do with this murder. It was impossible for any of them to go to Studio 1. What? Something wrong, Mr. Wright? Surely you aren't suggesting one of the people in the trailer went to Studio 1? Well, Mr. Wright. Phoenix, this is critical. Think about it before you give your answer. Do you claim someone from the trailer went to Studio 1? Oh god. I shouldn't have done so much presenting of evidence earlier. I mean, it's clearly possible, because the monkey's head statue thing doesn't block the whole road. I mean, you saw the kid earlier, Cody. You saw how he was in the woods, seeing the Powers imposter walk through the road. So it's not like it's impossible to just go off the path through the woods and have the sort of the shortcut through the woods. But I think the game just is gonna throw that back at me. Like, that's not gonna hold, even though it's right. But and I think that's the only thing that's stopping this from being possible, basically. But I don't know if... No. If I say I claim it and I claim it loud, the game is going to screw me over and say, well, no, the monkey statue was in the way and my credibility is going to go down and I'm screwed. So I have to say it's impossible. I know it's possible, but... No. I don't want to write off so many possible suspects, but I can't keep claiming the impossible either. I agree that it was impossible for anyone in the trailer to go to the studio in that time. Haha. I thought you might be thoughtlessly treading on the thin ice again, but I see you had at least an inkling of the truth. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? It's quite simple. True, the break in that trailer meeting came right at the time of death. However, The path from there to the scene of the crime was blocked. The fallen Mrs. Monkey had barred the way. I mean, you can clearly see, that hedge is about 30 centimeters high. You can climb over that, go through the woods, come out here. Or do the same over here. Or you could climb over the mascot's head. Or like climb around here. I mean, that's not stopping anyone. But fair enough, let's continue. At around 2:15, a strong gust of wind knocked off the studio mascot's head. Ergo, when the people in the trailer took a break at 2:30, the way to the studio was blocked. Blocked by Mrs. Monkey's severed head. It's actually Mr. Monkey, but Edgeworth has a point. And somehow I feel no desire to correct him. I believe we have seen enough evidence. I would like to relieve Mr. Manila from the stand. Oh, what? It's over? Very well. The court's opinion on this case is as follows. We have found that there were several other people in Studio 2 on the day of the murder. However, it is also clear that none of these people could have gone to Studio 1. They therefore have no relation to this case. Furthermore, with regards to the photo of the Steel Samurai, given the size of the costume, no one other than Mr. Powers could have worn it that day. All that is lacking is decisive evidence that he is the one who did it. If we had that, I'm afraid I would have to find Mr. Powers guilty. Your Honor, the prosecution is pleased to announce that we indeed have decisive evidence. A witness. Alright. Who is this witness, Mr. Edgeworth? My witness saw the very moment when the Steel Samurai skewered the victim. Alright, I'm curious about that. Order. I will have order. I see. The court will take a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear your witness. Court is adjourned for recess. October the 19th, 11:04 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Mia's not happy. What do we do now, Mia? Everyone in that trailer has an alibi. I'm sorry, Phoenix. I guess I was wrong. Mia, don't tell me you're giving up. If you give up, what hope do I have? Don't get me wrong. I've never given up on a trial before, not while there was a chance. Only one thing became clear in your cross-examination. The people in the trailer could not have gone to Studio 1. Factually wrong. I thought there was more to it than that, but I was wrong. That's all there is. Well, you're screwed. What's going to happen to me? It kind of seems like everyone in that courtroom thinks I did it. They think I'm a murderer. Don't worry, Mr. Powers. If you are innocent, we will prove it. I guarantee it. Leave it to us and be yourself. Be strong. You are the Steel Samurai, hero to children everywhere, after all. Thanks. Okay, Phoenix. This one's for the kids. Let's do it. I do hope my credibility went back up, otherwise I'm not having much hope. October the 19th, 11:15 a.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 4. Court is back in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution has a concern. As our witness is a grade schooler of tender years and this is a murder case, we worry that the defense might cause unnecessary trauma with his cruel questioning. Nice to see Edgeworth taking the moral high ground. However, we have no choice. The prosecution calls Cody Hackins to the stand. Can barely look over it. Your Honor, perhaps you could arrange a box for him to stand on? Oh, right. Guard, please bring him a box. One of the donut crates should do. Will the witness state his name and grade in school? Witness. What? Just because you're all grown up don't mean you can push me around. Cody? Answer his question, okay? Hey, it's you, the nice lady. I'm Cody Hackins. I'm in 2nd grade. I get the feeling this is going to be a long, long day. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember that you're speaking to a child. Try to be gentle. Witness, Cody. He's having trouble with this gentle thing. You were present, you were at the Global Studios on the day of the incident? You got a problem with that? Please, tell us what you saw that day. What, Pops? You want me to tell you and Gramps with a beard over there? Just Mr. Edgeworth will be fine. Oh, okay. Very long day. Incidentally, photographic equipment is strictly forbidden in this courtroom. My apologies, Your Honor. He said he wouldn't testify if he couldn't bring it. I'd like special permission if that's possible. Wait, so you're saying you had to bargain terms with a kid and you lost? Hey, I just got this new camera. Don't really know how to use it all that good yet, but I bring it with me wherever I go. Phoenix, I wonder if you had that camera on the day of the murder. You'd better make a note of it in the court record. Okay. Very well, Cody. Please testify to the court about what you saw the day of the incident. I wanted to see a Steel Samurai rehearsal just once. I found a map on the internet and went to the studios that day. I went through the woods off the path so that old lady wouldn't catch me. I was going for the studio. I got kinda lost on the way though, for about 30 minutes. When I came out by the studio, there was the Steel Samurai. It totally rocked. Right before my eyes, out came the bad guy. Of course, the Steel Samurai took him down. Pow! If I had my camera with me, that would have been the time for a shot, I tell you. Anyway, I couldn't get into the studio, so I went home. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. But be gentle. Remember, you're talking to a child. This kid is tougher than most adults we see in here, honestly. Alright. Child or not, I'm pressing you. You really like the Steel Samurai, huh? Of course I do. I've taped every show. And I go to all the live performances. That's impressive. Have you been to the amusement park? Of course, Dad. My dad always takes me. Poor, poor Dad. Was that day the first time you'd been to the studio? Actually, I've been a couple of times. I never managed to get there on a rehearsal day. And that security lady's always yelling. Right, please continue. Chill, Pops, I'm getting to it. How am I supposed to talk with you cutting me off all the time? Jeez. Off the path? Yeah, you know how the studios are in a valley there? If you go off the path a little, there's woods. That's where I was. But that contradicts the... I see. Anyhow, I was going for the studio. Did nothing unusual happen on your way to the studio? Unusual? Did you see this monkey by any chance? Oh, you mean Mr. Monkey? Yeah, I saw him, but his head wasn't busted. So you went straight to the studio? Alright. You got lost in the woods? Yeah, I couldn't figure out which way I was walking. Man, was I relieved when I saw the blue studio doors. But guess what happened next? The Steel Samurai? Yeah, he was standing by the studio gate. It looked like he was thinking about something before going in. Then he opened up the gate and went inside. I see. What then? What sort of bad guy was it? A guy, person, kind of tall, skinny. Are you sure it was a guy? I don't know. It was kind of far away. He's been awfully vague. What happened to the bad guy? Huh? Well, he kind of didn't move, not a bit, like he was dead. I guess he's a real pro. What a great actor. Yes, I suppose he was. If you had your camera? You mean you weren't carrying your camera then? No, I wasn't. It's not like I have it all the time. Really? I guess seeing the killing freaked him out and he went home. Phoenix, remember he's a child. Use gentle words, but be firm. Easy for you to say, you're not the one doing it. Oh, that's all. So I generally have to present now. Oh god. I got lost on the way. Came up at a studio that was to steal samurai. Right before my eyes, out came the bad guy. Of course, the steel samurai took him down. Cody always carries it. Let's just do that. Cody, what you just said seems, well, a little strange, so I chose the right thing. Good. Didn't you say before that you always bring your digital camera wherever you go? You were quite clear about that. Huh? Cody, you shouldn't lie here. You understand that, right? Mr. Wright, a word with you. I was putting on the pressure too much? What is this digital camera contraption you're talking about? It's a digital camera, Your Honor. It's kind of a new sort of camera. How to explain that? I see. Anyway, Cody, I can't believe you wouldn't bring your camera on a trip to the studios. You did bring it, didn't you? Mr. Wright, how cruel you are to terrorize a poor child so. I don't care if he's a child or a prosecuting attorney, no one should lie in court. What do you mean, or a prosecuting attorney? Well, Cody? What? Yeah, so I have my camera. So what? You got a problem with that? Yes. So you did have a camera, and did you use this camera? Why would I use it? I was too busy watching. Very well. Please testify to the court about what you were so busy watching. Yeah, I had my camera with me, but I was glued to the action. I couldn't take my eyes off it. Steel Samurai, he goes for the bad guy. Wham! Then the bad guy stopped moving. He's so strong, the Steel Samurai he rules. Okay, that was a short testimony. Is that all? Yep. Well, that was brief. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. That certainly was brief. But that also means there's less things that I can choose from to contradict. So why didn't you use it? He's getting to that. Relax and listen. Okay. So you were watching the Steel Samurai. Did you watch the whole fight? Yeah, of course. You didn't turn away? Not even once? No. Okay, then tell us exactly what happened. Yeah, I'm getting to that. Goes for the bad guy. Wham. So the bad guy attacked him first? Yeah. What sort of person was this bad guy? I told you, a person. He was a person. How was he dressed? I kinda don't remember. I was too busy watching the Steel Samurai. I see. And what happened next? Why? Huh? What do you mean, why? Why wasn't the bad guy moving? Well, because the Steel Samurai brought him to justice. And how exactly did he do that? How did you do it? With a samurai kick and a samurai punch, samurai chop, samurai slap. Something like that. Still being vague about this. Well, don't give me that look, Pops. How should I play this? Go on, press him harder. Cody. What? Something's bothering me. Before you said that you couldn't take your eyes off the action. Yeah, so what? Yeah, you missed the most important part. What is the meaning of this? The witnesses stated what he saw quite clearly. You know as well as I do that he's being vague. Tell me, what kind of murderer uses a samurai slap? My point is this. Cody, you may have seen some of the Steel Samurai's fight, but you missed the most important part, the killing blow. Order, Mr. Wright. How could this be? Can you explain how he might have missed something so vital? Well, that's the thing. Phoenix, I believe you're on the right track with this. Think, why didn't Cody see the climax of the fight? I know you can figure this out. Mr. Wright, your answer. We have ascertained that this young boy is a great fan of the Steel Samurai. Why wouldn't he watch the climax of the fight? Oh god. Maybe he was watching his scrapbook. But what else? Wait. What do we have? Actually, I can look at profiles now. He couldn't watch it. Why would he be unable to watch it? Wait. Well, how would he even get into Studio One? He doesn't have a key card. And as far as I remember, the sort of entrance into the whole studio itself, like the whole area is in the employee area. So he couldn't watch it because he couldn't get in. I'm gonna go with that. Because he couldn't watch it. How could he calmly watch... Okay. That's not what I was getting at, but okay. How could he calmly watch a murder taking place at his age? Just a moment, please. One thing has become quite clear in this boy's testimony. He did not believe he was witnessing a murder. He was watching the Steel Samurai fight like on TV. The more real the fight, the more he would have watched. I have to agree with Mr. Edgeworth. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have another explanation? We have ascertained that this young boy is a great fan of the Steel Samurai. Why wouldn't he watch the climax of the fight? Okay, so we are under the assumption that he did somehow get into Studio One. However, he managed that. He was watching something else. What else would he be watching? I don't think there was anything else going on. Show evidence. I could imagine. That depends on what the scrapbook actually is. Because it says it contains photos of every victory scene and every battle the Steel Samurai has won. Maybe. The thing is, maybe he was trying to take a picture of it. But he couldn't figure out his camera because it was still new to him, so he was fiddling with that, trying to set it up, and in the meantime, the final blow happened. Your Honor, I have evidence. Do I? I wouldn't call it evidence. Evidence? Yes, Your Honor. Why did Cody look away? Why did Cody look away from the fight? Here's my proof. Proof? Can I do that again? Okay. Very well, I'll ask you the question again. I mean, at least I'm not losing credibility here. Okay, so I'm gonna just say that because I might as well, before I show more evidence that sort of doesn't count as evidence. He missed the climax of the fight because he was looking at something else. Probably. Okay, so that's not it. Mr. Wright, explain yourself. What could possibly distract this boy from seeing his idol, the Steel Samurai, fight? What do you claim he was looking at? Oof. Come on, think of something. Think of something. Nothing. Mr. Wright, please refrain from making baseless claims. Yeah, sorry, Your Honor. Do you have another explanation for this? I mean, I've got a lot of them. How long do you have? Alright. We're going for the camera then. Here's my proof. What's that? The camera? The witness stated that he recently received this camera. Yes, I'm aware of that. He wasn't entirely familiar with its operation. I'm aware of that too. Correct. Why would Cody be looking somewhere else at the critical moment? Because he was looking at his camera. I mean, that's the point I was trying to make with the scrapbook. He was trying to take a picture. Hey! Bullseye. What's your problem, Pops? You got a thing for picking on little kids? Pressing, not picking. Good job, Phoenix. Cody was lying clearly. Smart of you to realize there was no way you could just stand there watching his hero and not take a picture. Right. Cody, there was only one reason why you would have looked away from the fight, and that was because you wanted to take a picture. But having just received your camera, you weren't used to using it yet, so you missed the climax of the fight, correct? Yeah. Well, Phoenix, I'll bet you anything he's hiding more than that. Have him testify again. Right. Mere means business. Your Honor, the defense would like to request that Cody Hackins testify once more. Very well. Cody, could you please tell us about your camera and about why you didn't take a picture of the fight? Welcome to the real world, kid. Yeah, you're right, Pops. The Steel Samurai just escaped from the clutches of the villain. So I held up my camera to take a picture, but the lens wouldn't open in time, so I missed it. That's all that happened, yep. Anything strange in that testimony, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but I'd like to proceed with the cross-examination anyway. He's going to start crying at some point in this. Am I right? Pops? Yeah, I called you Pops, you spiky-haired geezer. Geezer? I'm Mr. Edgeworth, and I guess I'm the bearded gentleman. That's what I hate about grown-ups, you're also self-conscious. Okay, off with the kid's gloves. Testify, witness. Testify. Yep. So you did see the beginning of the fight? Yeah. Did you notice anything unusual? I guess the Steel Samurai was moving a little strange. Moving strangely? Why couldn't you take a picture? My new camera has too many buttons, I couldn't figure it out. I tried to take a picture, I really tried. When the lens opened, what did you see? Well, a person on the ground and a steel samurai. That's all? Yeah, I told you I didn't take a picture. I would have once I got that lens open. Did you really not take a picture? Not even once? Nah, I definitely would have taken a picture. There's got to be something here I can use. Cody. Listen up, Cody Hackins. I know exactly what happened that day. You took a picture. Hey! Bullseye? How did you know? I see through all your lies, Cody Hackins. It's one of my powers. Oh, wow. This feels great. Yeah, I took a picture. Perhaps you can change your testimony to reflect this, Cody. I took a few shots, but it was too late, so I erased them. No, you wouldn't. You erased them? Yeah. Why would you erase a picture of your beloved steel samurai victorious? Well, you know. Why would I want to keep a picture like that? He's becoming less and less cooperative. I better find a clear contradiction soon, or some solid evidence. How can I pick holes in such a short testimony? There has to be something. Dig up the dirt, Phoenix. Find out what this kid's all about. Alright. Now is the time for the scrapbook. Oops. Pressed one click too far. Yep. Lens with an open. Yep. There we go. No, you wouldn't. Cody. What? Man, every time you say Cody, you follow it with something bad. I just wanted to thank you for giving me this the other day. Huh? Oh, right. What was it you told me then? I go to every live performance. I always take a picture when the Steel Samurai lands the final blow. With Sam. I got them all. I never missed one. A perfect collection. Cody, did you really get a picture of the Steel Samurai standing victorious over his foe? If you did, I find it hard to believe that you would just erase it. Wouldn't you keep it for your album? Ah! Mr. Wright. What exactly is this album? It's called Path to Glory. It's a collection of pictures of the Steel Samurai, all taken by Cody Hackins. He claims it's a perfect collection of every battle the Steel Samurai has won. I see. Don't you find this very odd, Your Honor? Among all his pictures of the Steel Samurai, none were taken that day. Order. Mr. Wright, have you an explanation? If the Steel Samurai had just defeated his adversary, I certainly would expect to see a picture of it in this album. Exactly my point, Your Honor. No, wait. No way. Phoenix? I think we finally discovered the truth. And what a truth it is. Mia, are we sure about this? Did he actually? Yes. I'm pretty sure what you're thinking is right. Tell them, Phoenix. Tell them what the truth is. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what is going on here. Why was there no picture in the album from the day of the murder? Why would the... Oh god, the bar is up again. Why would the boy have erased the photos he took? Yep, I mean, this is pretty easy. He wouldn't erase them by mistake, the photos weren't blurry. The Steel Samurai just didn't win. I can think of only one reason, Your Honor. The Steel Samurai didn't win. That's why Cody deleted those photos. Wait. It was Jack. It was Jack in a costume. In the Steel Samurai costume. Who attacked whoever it was. And then Jack got murdered in self-defense. And that's why he died. Wait. I'm getting something mixed up here, but I'm pretty sure that's how it was. Like, Jack was the one attacking. and then pretty much, well, got murdered. Yeah. You mean the Steel Samurai lost? Well, Cody, I'm right, aren't I? Tell the truth. The bad guy defeated the Steel Samurai. No way, no. It's impossible. The Steel Samurai never loses. He never loses to anyone, ever. Your Honor, the witness has revealed everything with his words. There was a reason why he lied and told us he didn't take a picture. The same reason he erased his precious photos. For Cody, it was inconceivable that the Steel Samurai could be defeated. However, Cody witnessed the impossible. He saw the Steel Samurai lose. Yet, to admit what he saw would destroy everything he believed in. That's why he lied and said the Steel Samurai won. He couldn't handle the truth. Order. I will have order. Witness, Cody, is this true? What did you see? Tell the court what you saw. Cody, that day you saw the Steel Samurai lose a fight, right? Okay. You're right. The Steel Samurai fell down. Then he didn't move. Order. What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? The Steel Samurai was the murderer, not the victim. Yet, according to your witness's testimony, the Steel Samurai was the one who fell. Mr. Wright, what's going on? Apparently we have all made a serious error. An error? What's this all about? Wait a second. That depends on your definition of victim. Wait, let me just think about this again. Hammer is the guy who died, right? And the Steel Samurai is sort of like see a photo of the crime scene again. There is no victim. Well, there is a victim. The victim just survived the fight. I mean, those two don't make sense. Like, Hammer wasn't the victim. Hammer was the aggressor. And Hammer was also the Steel Samurai, which automatically means he wasn't the victim. So there was no victim? There was no victim in this case. What? Has the defense taken leave of its senses? Of course Jack Hammer died, but the Steel Samurai fell too. It was a draw. What? What are you talking about, Phoenix? Sorry, I was too shocked to say anything for a bit there. Listen, Wright. Only one person died in this incident, and that is Jack Hammer. Yet now you claim there was no victim? Are you insane? Uh-oh, he's pulling out all the stops now. I'm sorry. It was I who was wrong. Okay, right. First you're right, now you're wrong. Okay. Alright. But let me just wait a second. Let me just get this straight. Powers is the Steel Samurai, right? And Hammers was the evil magistrate. Hammers was in the Powers costume, in the Steel Samurai costume, and attacking someone else. I don't know who it was, the murderer. Then, that automatically means Hammer isn't the victim and the Steel Samurai isn't the victim. Right? Or did I get something wrong here? I mean, I lost just now. No reason to prolong the trial. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, guilty. Alright, so I have to repeat that. The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned. Alright. Well, I lost. Oh god, that's so much. Alright, I'll be back with this question. Alright, back to where we were before. So the Steel Samurai was the victim then? If you understand what really happened, it's actually quite simple. At the end of the fight, the Steel Samurai fell to the ground and lay still. In other words, the Steel Samurai was not the killer, he was the victim. Don't you see? Jack Hammer was the Steel Samurai. Yep, that's what I've been saying. But I still wouldn't call him the victim, just because he died. That may be me not fully understanding the definition of victim. So the Steel Samurai in this photograph, you're saying the man in this costume was the victim, Mr. Jack Hammer? That's what I'm saying, Your Honor. Jack Hammer was present at the action scene run through that morning. Thus he obviously knew about Will Powers' foot injury. But wait, hadn't Mr. Hammer gone to Studio 1 already? That's what everyone thought. But remember what Mrs. Oldbeck said in her testimony?
On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station.
Mr. Jack Hammer left the employee area after lunch. However, no one saw him going to Studio 1, nor is there a picture of him. He waited for Mr. Powers to take a nap in his dressing room. Then he snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. But why would the victim do such a thing? I don't know.
I get it. I thought that the Steel Samurai was moving strange, so it was a different person inside the suit. Pops.
Me? What?
Actually, there was one piece of data I saved.
Data?
Yeah, a photo on my digital camera.
What? Show us, quick.
No way, man, not if you're gonna look at me like that.
Now.
Here, this is it.
Well, looking at this, it's still a little hard to say. I'm afraid that it could be anyone in that costume. Your opinion, Mr. Wright? Well, the important part is, he's in front of Studio 2. I agree, Your Honor, this isn't decisive evidence. I'm sorry, this doesn't look like it's the proof we need. I'll give it back.
Wait, Phoenix.
Mia? What?
Look at that photo once more. That's it, Phoenix. That photo is all the evidence you need to win this trial.
What?
Your Honor, may I see that photo once more, please?
Certainly, I don't see why not.
Phoenix, show him. There's a glaring decisive inconsistency with the facts as we know them in that photo.
Find the inconsistency in that photo. Can I just... Do I have to click that too or that too? That's not even a 2, is it? That's just an S. That here. Right there. Your Honor, look at this. I see a gate. Might I draw your attention to the number on that gate? The number? Ah, yes, well, it's hard to see, but it looks like a 2. Clearly not a 1, Your Honor, correct? Ah. I believe Mr. Edgeworth sees what I'm getting at. But... That's impossible. What's this all about? Please explain so that I might be shocked along with the rest of the court. I'll use the studio guide now. The body was found here in Studio 1. However, what do we see in this photo taken at the time of the murder? It does not say 1 on that gate in the photo, Your Honor. Here is the true scene of the crime. Okay, so the murder took place in Studio 2. Well, here, at Studio 2. I see, that would explain the 2 and the gate in the photo. Your Honor, I find it very significant that the murder took place in Studio 2. No filming is done there. The path was blocked, yes. At the time, yeah, it was at the time of the murder. The path to the trailer was blocked. So we have heard. The path was blocked at 2:15. In other words, the victim went to Studio 2 before that time. Yes, I suppose that would be the case. Remember Mr. Salmonella's testimony? Allow me to remind the court. He said no one in the trailer was guilty because they could not have gone to Studio 1. Yet in actuality the reverse was true. Only someone in the trailer could have committed this murder. They were the only ones with access to the scene of the crime, Studio 2. As you may recall, there is a trailer in Studio 2. Now on that day, a meeting was held in that very trailer. There was a break in the meeting corresponding to the time of death. During that break, Mr. Salmonella and Mrs. D. Vasquez were outside eating steak. They were at the scene of the crime. Order. The defense makes the following claims. The scene of the crime was Studio 2. The person that the security guard Mrs. Oldback saw was the victim, Mr. Jack Hammer. Mr. Hammer for some reason stole a steel samurai costume. Then he went to Studio 2. This is madness. Jack Hammer is the victim. The victim? Why would he steal a steel samurai costume? Are you suggesting he did so to cover up the details of his own murder? Oh, well, no, of course not. Or do you have proof? Give me proof that the victim Jack Hammer stole the costume. I have proof. You do? You do, Mr. Wright? Now that this is surprised, suddenly I'm much less confident. I think I'm right, though. Here's my proof that Jack Hammer stole the costume. This is it. An empty medicine bottle. I found this on the table in the employee area. The same table where Mr. Hammer and Mr. Powers ate. The label reads sleeping pills. Sleeping pills? The defendant, Mr. Powers, spent that entire afternoon sleeping. He was drugged by Mr. Hammer. Wait a moment. That bottle does raise some suspicions, yes, but there is no proof that Mr. Hammer used it. Your Honor, I have an idea. You could fingerprint the bottle. Test Powers' blood. Would sleeping pills show up in blood? I doubt it. I mean, they might immediately after taking them, but not like days later, I don't think. An idea? Very well, let's hear it. I want to check this bottle for fingerprints. If my claim is true, Mr. Hammer's fingerprints should show up in this bottle. I suppose you're right. Very well, the court will take possession of the bottle. Empty bottle given to the judge. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Cody Hacken's testimony has revealed new possibilities in this case. In fact, things may have happened very differently than we previously thought. The steel samurai seen by Mrs. Oldbag may have been the victim, Jack Hammer. The scene of the crime was not Studio 1 but Studio 2, and those in the trailer did have time to commit murder. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? Your homework is to find the answer to the following question. Why would Mr. Hammer steal the steel samurai costume? Also, who killed him and why? Find the answers for me by tomorrow. That's a lot of homework. Mr. Edgeworth? You will need to reconsider your stance in this case. Above all, you will need to reconsider your suspicion of Mr. Will Powers. As you say, Your Honor. This trial will be extended until tomorrow. This is the last extension. Very well. Court is adjourned. October the 19th, 2:47 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Whew. That was a close one. We were saved by a hair, but that's all that counts. I thought seriously about going home about 3 times during the trial. Me too. We did go home once. Really? You both seem so confident. Maybe I should take up a career in acting. I was ready to pronounce you dead about 3 times back there. Me too. Dead? Oh, of course we're kidding. Are you sure? I wasn't kidding. Now, Mr. Powers, we have to go make our final investigation, but I promise you will find the true killer by tomorrow's trial. Right, thanks. To be continued.